Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Do you remember that I've been saying this many times, which is the United States or NATO troops will eventually arrive in Ukraine. And I said they're not going to arrive as, NATO troops or, US troops, but they will arrive as or under an euphemism. They will be called the peacekeeping forces or the love-making forces or the humanitarian forces. They will just come and drop in Ukraine and they will not be involved in active fighting. That's exactly what we will be told. I said it many times. Well, may I dare say that I was right? What's going on? Plan to send US contractors to Ukraine revealed. Politico. So I hate to be right when things are bad, But once you know someone's psychology, and you know the person's steps. Why? You just have to pay attention to the past and you know the future. So you see how an entity acts over and over again in a certain circumstance, and then in the future, that person will most likely react in the same way in the similar situations. So let's read this little article, which doesn't come only from Sputnik, so I can't only be, blamed for using the evil Russians, because this was broken by Politico. Plan to send US contractors to Ukraine revealed. So they call them contractors. They don't call them, peacekeeping troops or love-making troops or anything like that. It is like, remember, for instance, one of the examples that I can always use is the war in Vietnam. The Americans sent over there just military advisors. So they were just sitting over there and advising the South Vietnamese troops, what to do with Mr. Ho Chi Minh. Oh, by the way, if you think I'm just going to use this, I'm just going to go straight to the jugular, right here, Politico. All right? So I have Politico, and this is the guy. Sounds familiar? Looks familiar? Very much to me, because he looks like others. And I checked, like I always do, who is this Vindman? Do you know who Vindman is? Well, I knew from the very beginning. I saw him a few years ago when he was just impeached and he got what he deserved, I think, which is he, I think, broke a certain kind of policies. Therefore, he was dismissed and he became a civilian out of the military forces. So let's see who this Vidman is. So he right here, he's Director for European Affairs for the United States National Security Council. He was in office from 2018 to 2020 under Donald Trump, and then he was impeached, I guess, and he was a colonel, lieutenant colonel right here. But that's his thing. He's an Ukrainian. He was born over there, born on June 6th. He's a retired U.S. States Army lieutenant colonel. Okay. Now, what happened here? Vindman came to national attention in October 2019 when he testified before the United States Congress regarding Trump-Ukraine scandal. Anyway, here is his early life. I always like to see what's going on, especially when you look at people and say, what's going on with this guy? So, Alexander Semyon Vindman. Okay, his name is Alexander Semyonovich Vindman, and his identical twin brother, Yevgeny, were born in the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic, Soviet Union, to a Jewish family. So then they they grew up in Brooklyn and New York. Okay, so this is Mr. Vindman, just at a short, fast little glance. And let's go back to the Russia Today. It says a private project is seeking to hire 100 to 200 professionals to help Ukrainians with repairs on the battle. So they're just repairing, that's all. Former U.S. military officers and private entities are raising money to send Western maintenance personnel close to the front lines. In Ukraine, Politico reported they sent them close to the front lines. Like, the the military advisors, just going to be over there and just maybe just screw something, use their hammer a little bit, maintain the military weapons, whatever you want to call them, military infrastructure. According to the news website, the project, dubbed Trident Support and scheduled to launch in March, will involve the recruitment of 100 to 200 experienced contractors who would be deployed on the ground in Ukraine. They're going to be recruited, just 100 to 200 first. They are then supposed to embed themselves with small units near the front line. Did you hear this? I'm quoting. Embed themselves, not like going in bed, but you never know. Embedded themselves with small units near the front line and teach Ukrainian troops to repair their equipment without the need to send it out of the country, the report says. All right, you got it? Okay. Now we got here, the group is headed by Alexander Vindman, a retired U.S. Army lieutenant colonel who served in the United States National Security Council under the Trump administration. Vindman found himself in the spotlight during Trump's first impeachment hearing when he testified about the ex-president's 2019 call with Volodymyr Zelensky, during which Trump allegedly tried to persuade his Ukrainian counterpart to dig up dirt on Biden family. So, this is what's going to happen with the new, how do you call it? Contractors. Now, I have this one from Al Mayadeen as well. Obviously, it's from the Politico source right here, Politico. It's from today. And the same thing. U.S. plans to send up to 200 contractors to Ukraine from Ars repair work. That's all. That's all. But what I liked it was the embed thing. So this is the same article. I think a little bit here and there, but just experienced contractors, that's all, will take part in the project called Trident. Let me see where the embed is. I think I missed it. There is also a possibility that thousands of non-American mechanics. Do you hear this? So, I must have missed, or it was not here in the first article. Let me just, no, it was not here. So they added this thing from Politico or something. This is the political thing. So there is also a possibility that, Al Mayadeen says, that, quote unquote, thousands of non-American, just mechanics, qualified to work on US and NATO equipment, who could be recruited, the report states. Did you hear that? I said thousands. Remember when I said I will I'm going to send 1,000, and then you find out like 20,000? And non-American mechanics. Is this NATO troops? I'm just, the way I've seen these guys operate, I can't say many things, but hey, well. And how should I say it? How did I know, or how did I thought that they will get to these little contractors and anything like that? It's because I noticed how they started the whole so-called aid to Ukraine. Remember, they started with Javelins, that's the Javelins and some pickup trucks. All right, and then they went to what? They went to howitzers, boom, boom, boom. Then went to what? To HIMARS, even more precise. And then they went to what? They went to armored vehicles. And then went to what? Tanks. And then they went to what? We're going to send F-16s and airplane. And then to what? Long-range missiles. And the last thing is this, right here. I said it many times. It was too obvious. The Ukrainians will not get, as I said, warships, submarines, and nuclear weapons. That's all that they will not get. Everything else, they will get. That's my assessment of this. Right? I've been wrong before. I will be wrong in the future, but on this one, nah. They moved fast. I'm glad that this guy is doing what he's doing because he sped up the process. So this is from Politico, just to say, Vindman leads new push to send military contractors to Ukraine. Okay, this is the political thing. If you don't believe me with the other one, and this comes from 2/2/2023. So that at 7:54 p.m. Eastern Time yesterday. A group of former military officers and private donors is raising money. So the same thing here. All right, so we know who's who and what's what. And I found this is very important, this paragraph right here. The plan is to find 100 to 200 experienced contractors. This is the first plan, the first step. Experienced contractors who would travel to Ukraine and embed themselves with small units near the front lines. Under the project called Trident Support, those contractors would in turn teach the Ukrainian troops how to fix their equipment on the fly. That's very nice. Nothing, you know what I mean? Nothing. And then there is absolutely a way to do this and secure American contractors or Western defense contractors in country. You could do this using what we call third country nationals, where it's not American. All right, so we got that one covered as well. Well, I guess this is longer than that, but this is gonna happen, and I don't even know if, for instance, this is already happening, but not under Vindman's. Vindman is just a front guy. He was before. There were some reports. That's how I first heard about Vindman, not the impeaching Trump thing. That was just, oh, I know you, and I know you, and I know you. And it's a coincidence. You, Zelensky, Shbihal, Reznikov, Newland, Yermak, all these friends. I said, okay, something is wrong here. Smells like Vindman here. So yes, I think he said that at one point that he was asked on 2 occasions by the Ukrainian defense or the president, I remember the president, I think Poroshenko then, I think, on 2 occasions if he would like to become the defense minister of Ukraine or something like that. That's how I first heard about this guy. I said, what? He's a U.S. military. He was U.S. citizen. He's doing what? Gonna be the Ukraine's defense minister? He's gonna be what? A commander-in-chief? Something like that. So look into that. And it was my first antenna. I said, oh, who's this? Oh, look at him. Oh my God, let's check him out. Oh yeah, I knew that. Let's go. Let's move on. So Vindman, good. He might be only the guy that is like the facade. He's going to get the medal after the war ends. He's going to get the medal like, look what he did. And probably there are others that did the real job before he. But you know how things work. Like you have, for instance, in chess, you know, I don't know if you ever heard of Bobby Fischer. All right, Bobby Fischer was considered a genius, like I would say any world champion in chess, but he was special, Bobby Fischer. Okay, all right. I'm not talking about Kasparov, who was another genius, and now he just bashes. I'm talking about chess now. Who was another? How do you call him? Zelensky kind. And anyway, the same, the guy who bashes now Putin, and he tells us that he knows everything about Putin, and I don't even know if he, you know, he knows Putin like I don't know, Obama or something. Not really, but you know what I mean. So he's an expert on Putin. So yeah, the same. Sometimes people, like we have Albert Einstein. Oh my God, he's the genius. Well, there are other geniuses that were before him and after him that, you know, at least the ones before him, there were influences his masterpiece. And not only that, you build on stuff. But then all of a sudden, this is the greatest genius in the world, Albert Einstein. Okay, yeah, he was a genius. But where are the other ones? Can you name other geniuses in science? And then if not, did you ask yourself why? And don't give me Newton, he's not considered a genius. No one is like Albert Einstein. No one. No one. But give me another one. You're gonna give me what? Obert? Hermann Obert you're gonna give me? Or gonna be Oppenheimer? Oppenheimer is another one. Oppenheimer, Albert Einstein, what's his name? Bobby Fischer, Zelensky. Give me other ones. Give me other ones. Do you know any? And if not, why not? Why not? Anyway, I went too far away, but maybe I, you know. Anyway, here it is. Vindman, the great defender of Ukraine and helper of Emil, because he just confirmed in my assessment that we have some helpers coming over. Red Rover, Red Rover. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.